So I'm not even going to ask you if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. Whether this is you're like a serial burglar and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this is a one-off thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight.
On August 14th, 2003, in Hamilton, Ontario, a call came in to 911 around midnight telling the police that a white man with a buzz cut was breaking into a jewelry store near the bus station. However, an hour later, the police had instead arrested Michael Dixon.
I thought I was questioning I've been drinking. I questioned myself for a second. I said, wait a minute, I didn't see a white man sitting in that interrogation room.
Or whether this is...
The police had instead arrested Michael Dixon, a black man who claimed to have just got off the bus. He was brought in for questioning and
forget about what he claims. He don't even fit the description. So I'm pressed to believe he was getting off the bus.
Despite the contrary witness accounts, the cops were adamant that he was the burglar the police were searching for.
It's like I said, that whether you did it or not isn't up for discussion.
Okay, well.
It's really not.
What?
Adamant that he was the burglar the police were searching for.
It's like I said, that whether you did it or not isn't up for discussion.
Okay, well.
It's really not.
This is what happens when the police try to force the suspect into a false confession. Let's rewind the tape a little bit. It is almost 3 a.m. and Michael Dixon is just now set to face his interrogator. As you can see from Michael's demeanor, he is very calm. He is confident in his innocence and probably considers this an irritating...
I'm in there feeling like, I'm going to sue the shit out of y'all because I want to hear what that call was into 911. I want to know what the description was, and I want to see how far from that description I am. And then I'm going to sue your ass off. I'm confident I'm going home. I'm going to make you look stupid, and I'm after your badge, some money, something. Because if you get the report of a white man, and the first thing you do is pick up a brother getting off a bus, something's wrong with you.
Inconvenient.
Free advice in private from a legal aid lawyer. If you are charged with an offence, you may apply to the Ontario Legal Aid Plan for legal assistance. It's kind of out of sequence because you've already had that legal counsel. So I have to give you this right, and it's best that I give it to you while it's all recorded.
The most critical one of which is access to a lawyer.
Do you wish to call a lawyer right now? Again, you already have.
Yeah.
You've spoken to a lawyer on telephone. Okay.
Michael has already called a lawyer, a smart move when faced with a situation like this one.
Yeah, hey, lawyer, I just got off the bus. These goofballs just grabbed me and told me I fit the description. So we need to get through this, right? And then you find out that the description got nothing to do with you.
And you're charged with break and enter. Do you wish to say anything in answer to the charge? You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you do say may be given in evidence.
Well, that's fine, because what I have to say is to plead my innocence, so I don't mind that.
Michael starts to explain his story,
but whatever you do say may be given in evidence.
Well, that's fine, because what I have to say is to plead my innocence, so I don't mind that.
To plead. See, they got the subtitle wrong. It's to plead my innocence.
Well, that's fine, because what I have to say is to plead my innocence, so I don't mind that.
Michael,
he's super confident he gonna walk out of there. Can't be confident with these liars, man. It's like being a fighter and letting the fight go to the judges. You can't trust them.
Starts to explain his story, but the detective cuts him off while addressing him in a confrontational tone.
Don't even want to hear, even if you got a cop's mentality, you always think it's gonna lie. For the fact that you don't even want to hear it, you're not even considering in your head that you might be wrong. He might be telling you the truth.
But I'm just curious to know, like, how it got this far, because, as I said to you earlier in the other room, the police officers that were stopped me on the street said that they had witnesses, and I...
Well, you wanted to talk to me about the events in the other room,
yeah.
And I told...
So he was about to... So then he knows that the description was a white man. He knows that. And dude cut him off before he could say it.
You that...
The police officers that were stopped me on the street said that they had witnesses, And
Well, you wanted to talk to me about the events in the other room,
Yeah.
and I told you that that wasn't the right time and place to
Cut him off in there, and now you cut him off in here.
discuss it. Remember
right,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. There's one other thing I have to tell you before we discuss this, okay?
Okay.
Why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South. Now, your innocence and guilt in this, quite frankly, isn't an issue. The evidence I have is, frankly, conclusive and overwhelming.
See, you got a kangaroo cop in there trying to send him to a kangaroo court. Goofballs that watch too many movies that are sitting at home feeling themselves. Now, mind you, again, this isn't all cops. This is this cop and cops like him. He's sitting at home, he's watching these movies, and he thinks he's that dude. Frankly, your plea for innocence means nothing to me because I have conclusive and overwhelming evidence that you're the guy. So it doesn't really matter to me what you got to say. If I were you, I'd stop talking. And dude knows it wasn't him. And dude knows that he wasn't the description. But this guy's sitting over here think he Robert De Niro and shit.
The detective has just lied about the existence of conclusive evidence. In truth, the evidence is far from incriminating Michael. If anything, whatever evidence there was would rule him out as a suspect. What you are witnessing here is the application of the infamous Reed technique of interrogation. The goal of this method is to get a confession out of the suspect, often by manipulating facts and lying about the evidence. Unfortunately, it doesn't involve actually listening to what the suspect has to say.
And that's all. That's, even if you think it's going to be a lie, hear it out. Hear it out. Stupid.
So I'm not even going to ask you if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. Whether this is, you're like a serial burglar and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this is a one-off thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight.
Once again, the detective is applying Reed's method as he tries to paint Michael as a habitual criminal. The officer is suggesting multiple burglaries, hoping that this would force the suspect into admitting a lesser charge and make the detective's job easier.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that a million times, I'm sure.
And that's it. And this is not a dumb guy right here. This is not a dumb guy. This is a smart guy here.
Career, but it's just, ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do it? That's basically, that's my only question.
Because I was broke. I needed jewelry. That's what an honest jewel thief is going to tell you, right? I need to get this jewelry. I need to get this money. I said, why did I do it? He acted like he committed a murder or something. Oh, watch me get flagged for that word on YouTube. This guy's no dummy.
But coming from that position, just ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do it? That's basically, that's my only question.
But coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it, I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount to talk about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Okay,
So
well,
there's nothing left to talk about. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing left to talk about. Let my lawyer get here. Let him argue with you about the fact that it was the description was a white man with a gray beard.
It's really not. There's a number of witnesses.
Great.
One of whom had a video camera.
Good.
Perfect.
Despite being a
Yo, I hope this cop. Yo, I hope if dude goes to jail, yo, this is wild as shit.
little mystified, Michael is staying composed under pressure. He now knows that the detective is not willing to listen. He makes one last-ditch effort to plead his innocence.
Okay, then. Well, that's relieving. That's relieving, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So view the video camera.
I have.
Okay.
That's why your guilt isn't in issue.
You should have laughed in his face.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Because if I'm on the video camera, that doesn't make sense. You have a video camera that shows me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, because you're not that bright.
Would seem like Detective Leak had convinced himself of the suspect's guilt before this interview even started. He does not want to listen to the story and just wants a confession.
We'll have to, I guess, I have no choice but to get a lawyer then, if this is kind of...
And that's what most of these dudes be on, man. They don't care about what really happened. They care that they nail you to it. Even if they got the wrong guy, it doesn't cross their mind that they got the wrong guy. That arrogance is not going to allow it that they got the wrong guy. No, they want to pin this to you. Let the other guy could be robbing 50 other jewelry stores right now. As long as I could pin this to you, I win. Stats, I'm on.
Thing you're going to go through with me.
Just wants a confession.
We'll have to, I guess, I have no choice but to get a lawyer then, if this is the kind of...
That's it.
Thing you're going to go through with me.
This isn't going to go away. You're charged with breaking in. You will be charged tonight.
Okay.
You will be going to court in the morning, charged with breaking in with intent.
By this point, Michael's patience is running thin, and he finally calls out the detective over his lies since he clearly is innocent.
Can I ask you something? Okay, are you just making this up that you have a video camera so you see how I react? Because it goes that if...
I wouldn't even have got into all of that, because that's obvious. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying, okay, hear me out for a second, please. If I am guilty, as you believe, because you have me on video camera, then okay, we'll go through the procedure.
Why are we even talking?
But I'm saying, I'm trying to call your bluff here, because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
Ideally, the interrogator should know by now that they may have the wrong person in custody.
Or that they dropped the ball on their interrogation, and dudes calling their bluff. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the reality is, he should realize now that, hey, maybe I got the wrong guy, right? I'll take a look and listen to his story. And then be able to, piece things together from there. Instead, or he could have came to the conclusion, let me just, let me listen, see what's what. No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. And dude is trump carding him right now.
At the very least, he could listen to the suspect's story, but this was not the case, and the detective tried more of the same lies to pin the burglary on Michael.
I mean, the circumstances are that 3 people who live across the street saw you hiding in the doorway there, pulling the glass out, breaking the glass.
But he knows he wasn't there. He knows he didn't do all of that.
The police officers, the 2 uniform officers who arrested you, pulled up across the street from you. They saw you run off down the alleyway, and then they described the police officer who arrested you chasing you on foot. And that police officer then arrested you around the corner.
Unfortunately for him, the more he lies, the more Michael Dixon can see through his facade.
He saw through it already. That's why I feel like he shouldn't have told him, if this is a thing that you're making up, he shouldn't have brought that up to him. He's already hip to his game. The cop is willing to die on that hill. So he should have just let him. I don't think he should have made him hip to it. But it didn't really matter because the cop's still playing the game. And he's just getting more and more hip to what's happening.
So
this police officer recognizes me in green shorts and white t-shirt with a knapsack.
The witness, all of the witnesses, saw you running from the store.
So where did I put the bag? Where's the stuff that I stole?
Being chased by the police officer who arrested you.
Well, no. When did this take place? Like how long before I was arrested? Like
he ran immediately before. Seconds.
Well, this isn't me. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay. That's fine.
After a few more stabs at trying to pin the crime on Michael,
what a dork. Dude think he Kojak.
The officer finally relents. Seeing the suspect's confident demeanor, the detective is losing confidence in his deceitful
The detective should have lost confidence a long time ago.
Methods. He is much less confrontational once he starts to see that he may have been wrong.
Do you own a bicycle?
No, not here. In Toronto, I do, yes.
Where do you live?
In here, Hamilton, 9 Delaware.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
I moved in, I guess, August.
Right.
he has now reverted to asking very basic questions. And Michael's
for no reason, I'm done answering questions. You're playing games over here. You got the wrong guy.
assured responses are enough to make him regret his assumptions. After asking a few questions about Michael's work in Toronto, the detective finally starts to listen to his version of the events.
Can you describe to me, or just tell me what you're doing tonight?
Can I? I've been trying for the last 2 hours to tell you this. But you're a ridiculous human being who can't see past your own perspective.
Before you got arrested?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
I was at work. I caught the 12:30 bus to Hamilton. They pulled in a station. I walked from the bus along, like on the inside of the station there where the docks are, down the stairs, up John Street, crossed John Street. There was an EMS vehicle there, if that helps, so I can be a witness. But anyways, got across John Street, walked maybe 3 paces, 5 paces, whatever, and then crossed across Hunter to the north side of Hunter.
Did you run at any point?
No, I mean, there weren't any cars, so there's no reason for me to go quickly across the street. I mean,
what happened when you were arrested by the officer?
Oh, well, I could see figures, but it's dark, right? And I could sense like that person's coming towards me, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then the flashlight came up, and I thought this, and then there's more than one voice, and I thought something's up here. And then they didn't identify themselves as police officers, but
Whatever.
Lawsuit all over the place.
Uniform.
In the dark, yes. And so then behind flashlights. So my point is I cannot tell who's behind a flashlight. And then I could see a weapon. And I was kind of like, they're saying, get down, ground. I'm kind of like, okay, like, cooperate. And then I'm thinking, I don't know they're police officers. And I said as such, like, who are you? Are you police? And he's like, what do you think?
The arrogance, man. The arrogance. If y'all cut the arrogance, if y'all quit thinking that y'all's big ball boss, then things will go a lot easier for everybody on both sides and for the innocent people that you supposedly out there to protect.
As a response, and I got on the ground. The next thing it was like police all around me.
His explanation includes a detailed diagram on a whiteboard, giving further credibility to his claims.
Where exactly were you when you were arrested? Can we do it on the board here? How's that?
What did you do?
You set up exhibits, you're probably more artistic than me. When you maybe draw the layout of the streets.
Yep.
Now you got me drawing shit like, yo, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there fighting for his innocence, for his truth, for his life. But they got nothing. They messed up. He's placating himself now. All right, yeah, tell me the story. Okay, draw me a diagram. Like, come on, what does it matter, dog? You got the wrong guy. The other guy's pawning that shit.
And maybe a dotted line that's your path. How's that?
You'll see how the detective now tries to walk back on a lot of what he said earlier, including telling the suspect that he may or may not be guilty.
Like I said, on the information I've got, you're going to be charged tonight with breaking in. However, I do have a duty to make sure that the truth
What a
is basically the truth is paramount, and the true version of events is paramount.
Now you want to walk it back. Real genuine of you.
I have a duty.
You were just fine 20 minutes ago with throwing this man away forever. Again, every day judges do that. People come in front of their bench, they don't care whether they're innocent or guilty. Thrown away, thrown away, thrown away, thrown away. You were just fine with throwing him away, and now you're like, I have a duty. I have a duty to the truth. I don't believe you.
To investigate all of this, and I will investigate. I assure you I'll investigate this story thoroughly.
Sure.
And hopefully I'll be able to find something here which will either prove or disprove.
Okay.
If I'm talking at all, because I shouldn't be talking no more anyway, where's the video? Where's the witnesses? What they talking about? Did they see me? Show them a picture. That's not me.
You know, what we've discussed tonight. Okay?
Michael is confidently expressing his disappointment over the course of the night's events, After being soundly defeated in his effort to get a false confession from an innocent citizen, the interrogator finally leaves the room. However, before he lets Michael go, he has something else up his sleeve.
What else could you have up your sleeve? What level of stubborn are you that you got to continue this charade with somebody that you know didn't do this? You just was trying to go home early and being done. The dude's still out there.
One thing that's come to life. When you were arrested, you had an object in your hand.
A ratchet, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me about that?
It was in my pocket, and to be quite honest, I was thinking I should have something in my hand because I was walking home, which doesn't sound very nice, but...
And accosted by a bunch of uniformed thugs with flashlights in his face and weapons.
That's why it's there.
I'm not criticizing you for that.
And
they're going to judge the man for the ratchet he had in his pocket to defend himself in the dark when they refused to identify themselves as police officers, and they gave him the of course we are. Y'all the police? Well, who do you think we are? Well, I'm not here to think when you got the flashlight and the guns in my face.
That's it.
He finally gives up in his jail cell.
You can't give the man them 3 nights back. The man could have got hurt in that jail by the hands of a CO, by the hands of another prisoner. You can't give him that back. Y'all took that from him.
It took him another 9 months to clear up his name completely.
9 months of his life because these dummies couldn't do more than what they thought they were expected to do. They thought they found Buddy, that's it. Done deal, and it wasn't a done deal. And they had no proof. They had nothing on him. The description was a white male. That's obviously a black man.
And he stayed under a curfew during that time. There was an obvious uproar regarding racism in the police department, and Michael sued the county police for the damage.
Oh, I hope you got a boatload of cash, bro.
The court awarded him $80,000.
What? Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. 9 months of dealing with something that I was on my way home from work. I got off the bus. I had a ratchet in my pocket. The description of a white male with a gray beard come across the table. I don't know nothing about it. A bunch of thugs with flashlights in my face catch me in the middle of the night after I get off the bus. They tell me to get on the ground. They don't identify themselves to me. You arrest me. You tell me you got me on tape. You tell me you got eyewitnesses. When I find out, the description was a white male. I'm a black male. It was a white male. Boom. And now I got 9 months of I got to serve 3 days in jail, see a lawyer, and I got 9 months of fighting this. 80,000 ain't it.
And reprimanded the officers for their unprofessional conduct.
Reprimand. That's it. Little slap on the wrist. The scales of justice. A bunch of fat asses.
Authenticity of the Reed technique also came under scrutiny, but it still remains a popular interrogation method because of its success in cases where the police actually do catch the right person.
The Reed technique don't work for dumb cops. You know, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. They took 9 months of that guy trying to fight for his life while they're sitting there playing police, playing detective.